Yeah, right.
Game 9 is in the books. Kyle Lowry's fourth quarter, not enough. A late foul puts Damian Lee on the line. He calmly makes two. Pascal's attempt just short, and I mean just short. 106-105. Raptors lose to the Golden State Warriors. Their record now 2-7 on the year. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Raptors Nightcap. Randy Urban joined by Paul Jones, Sherman Hamilton, and the big man, Leo Rautins.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Rain, I got a question. Wasn't that your nickname, Just Short?
Okay, Leo.
Wow.
We're starting like that, eh? I was kidding when I said you were slow, buddy. I thought we had a friendship. All
We
right.
did. We did.
Lots to unpack in this one, and of course, with our friendship. But let's start with the foul and final possession for the Raptors. Jonesy, I'm going to you first. Just your thoughts.
Um, Look, I thought they did a great job of keeping the ball away from Steph Curry. They denied. They got the ball out of his hands. They got Damian Lee. It's just too bad they fouled. I mean, they had the right guy. They weren't going to let Steph Curry beat them. He didn't get into the lane to dump it down to a guy underneath or kick it out for an open three. I thought they did a great job defensively. It's unfortunate that, to me, it was a bit of a soft foul call, but just with the inconsistency that I'd seen all night. But you can't put your hands on that. You can't put it in the hands of the official at that point. And unfortunately, the good defense got wasted because that's what happened.
Leo, the Raptors have been pretty good in that situation. Late clock, they haven't committed a lot of those fouls. So I was a little bit surprised to see Kyle commit that foul, but it is what it is. It happened. Did you like Pascal's shot at the end? I felt like he may have had a lane there.
Well, there's a couple of things. When he went to beyond half court to receive the basketball, what you hope is he's going to build up some steam and come at Draymond Green, right? So if you're going to take a shot, just drive right at him, pull up, as opposed to taking a off balance shot. I also thought the other guys were stagnant, right? Kyle and Fred were up top and not moving. They're right there, and so their defenders were between, cutting the distance between them and Draymond. So if Pascal goes either direction, they're ready to shrink in. And there's not a lot of time to pass at that point. So, it was a makeable shot. Not the greatest shot, but a makeable shot. The only thing is, I'm hoping Pascal's on a little bit of a high right now. He's been playing really well last few games. I hope this doesn't shake him in any way. I hope he can let this go and get into Portland tomorrow and continue to play well.
Sure, let's build on that one. I like all Raptors fans, and Leo just said I wanted that one to go in for Pascal, not just for the Raptors, but for his development. For my count, that's 3 good games in a row from him. Are you seeing that?
I saw another game where Pascal did a lot of positive things in his growth or his return to the form that he wants to play at. I personally don't like the shot, but it's a makeable shot. It's a shot that Pascal can make. I would have preferred him downhill on that situation, and maybe even one of those situations where he throws his body into somebody, create contact. With 4.3 seconds from just beyond half court, Pascal's length and athleticism can get him to the front of the rim. There's no question about it. So I would have liked to see him get into the paint, and even if he doesn't have the angle, go through somebody, create a whistle some way, somehow, and potentially get to the free throw line. But I think throughout the course of the game, we saw some good things from Pascal. And it was one of those games where it was spread out, a little three-point look, some from the three-point line, a little bit in terms of attacking the paint, some passing, some good defense. He rebounded very well. So we're seeing all the elements of Pascal's game, and we're seeing it more consistently. And that's one of the things we talked about. He would have those spurts, then get into foul trouble, eliminate himself from the game. But now we're seeing him have longer spurts of Pascal kind of play, which is good to see.
Jonesy, I'll go to you next. Steph Curry, 2 of 16, just 11 points. How are they able to slow him down?
Well, Fred VanVleet, and I think we saw this if you flash back to the 2019 finals. VanVleet started every second half because of what he did with Steph Curry. Just kind of making him work, forcing him further out, being able to play him on the catch, move his feet. And the other guys, well aware when Steph Curry was in their area, kind of helping Fred out. I thought Toronto did a terrific job on him. They really neutralized it. They made it hard for him. And look, it was early, but in the middle of the first quarter, Steph Curry shot an air ball from 3. And what that told me was, I haven't had the ball enough. I need to get the ball and get a shot up here. And it was one that was, I thought it was a little bit rushed. It was under duress. And maybe that set the tone for the rest of the night with Toronto being able to play him like that. I thought they did a wonderful job. And Randy, not just with Steph Curry, but with the energy, intensity, and pugnacious nature that Toronto played with tonight, I thought they could have easily come away with a win. I mean, both Sherman and Leo broke down what happened at the end, but I look at the free throw line where they were, 14 of 22 or something like that. I don't want all 8 of those free throws. Give me 4. Make it 18 of 22. Give me 3 of them, and it changes the complexity or the complexity of the game, the complexion of the game at one point. So I like what I've seen from them, though. A lot more fight and a lot more energy.
Leo, coming into this game, they had given up 120-plus points in their last 3. Much better defensively tonight, especially in that second half. Do you feel like they're turning the corner in that aspect of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're just getting more confident, and everybody's kind of fitting into roles. But think about it. I mean, Nick Nurse even said it himself. They might have another 15 games before he really understands this group and how he's going to get the most out of everybody, because you're seeing a lineup start that is a kind of a new lineup, and you're trying to figure out how to get the most of it. Now you start this lineup, so who's going to be coming in and what order are they coming in and who's going to play with who? So there's still a lot of mixing and matching going on, but you got to appreciate the effort. I think early on we had the same problem as we've been having in second chance points and offensive rebounds. The Raptors cleaned that up in the fourth quarter. And we talk about the great job they did on Steph, but there was so much attention on Steph that a lot of other guys, earlier in the game were getting some pretty good looks because of that. And that's where, when you're playing against a great player, not all 5 can get caught up watching what he's doing, right? You got your primary defender, the help guy, but you can't have everybody get caught up in just watching him. But they cleaned all that up and they had a strong finish. But I'm definitely liking the direction things are going in.
Sherman, Lowry triggered that run in the fourth quarter. It looks like he just kind of turned on a switch there. He had 16 of his 17. The slow start, though, before that, was that just getting his legs back after missing that game prior?
It could be. I mean, it could be a rhythm thing, could be a balance thing, getting back in, knowing your team played a very good game when you were out of the lineup. So you don't really want to disrupt what's happening. You want to just kind of blend in and help the team to continue to win. So, but again, when it's game time, you need your best players to be their best player. And I thought Kyle did what he did. He got into the fight in the fourth quarter and just said, all right, it's time to go here, and just started to put points on the board. And that's the kind of leadership you need from Kyle in those type of situations. I mean, Fred was working his tail off defending Steph, and that's a grind with the amount of screens you're getting bounced off, and you got to stay connected and challenge and contest. So some of his scoring late in the game probably got taken away, but I thought Kyle picked up all that slack. And just 2 things I want to mention, guys. The bench for the Raptors, after having 63 points against Sacramento, get doubled up in this game, 46-23. And to Leo's point, so much attention was paid on Steph that other guys got loose and other guys started to make shots. And a classic situation of, look, the operation was a success, but the patient died, because they did what they wanted to do. They got the ball out of Steph's hand, but other players started to make plays and kept Golden State in the game. So good execution. And as a coach, you got to live with it. Your goal was to not let Steph beat you. They did that. Other guys did, though.
Jonesy, I got to ask you about Boucher. His player efficiency rating is among the tops in the NBA. He's instant offense, instant defense, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 blocks in this one. What do you do now? Do you bring him off the bench still, or does he start for you?
You know what? I kind of like the rhythm he's in, Randy. You might think about starting him, but think about it. If you put him on the floor with the starters, and Chris is a scoring option, as you pointed out. He can be a little thirsty at times, looking for a shot. And in the second unit, he'll be featured as one of those guys playing within his own game. If you start him and you put him in there, Not that he's not going to get shots, but you also have Fred, Kyle, and Pascal out there. So maybe he's part of the finishing unit if he's able to stay on the floor. The blocks were terrific tonight. I would just like to see Chris stay on the ground a little bit more. Goes for a lot of shot fakes. He is a shot blocker, but maybe he develops a mentality is that I don't jump till my offensive player goes in the air. I stay on the ground. I've got great timing, great length. I can still block or get a piece of those shots. I can close ground. And maybe I'm in the guy's head, and kind of like a Serge Ibaka, you change a shot and get the miss as opposed to blocking it all the time. But no doubt, Randy, he is playing so well right now.
Leo.
Hey, Jonesy, on your point on Chris, here's a guy that has to bring energy, right?
Yeah.
And he was playing limited minutes. He'd come in the past, you play 10, 15. But it was always limited minutes. So you play hard. So fouls didn't really matter, right? You just go play as hard as you can. Whatever happens, happens. Now you want him to stay on the floor.
Yes.
But you still want the energy. So he's got to go through this adjustment period of knowing, hey, I just can't gamble as much as I want to. Yeah, I got to play with energy, but I got to be smart. So I think we're going to see this little transition for him where he makes that adjustment, right? Where, still get after it, be aggressive, but be mindful of fouls now, because they're going to decide whether you stay in the game or not, versus just coming in and playing for limited time. So that's an important point, I think, to keep in mind for him right now.
Sherman, real about 20 seconds. What do the Raptors need to do to right the ship in Portland?
Well, I thought they did a lot of things well in this game. I think they've got to contend with the backcourt of Portland. Obviously, those two guards are a nightmare to deal with. And if they can have the same kind of discipline that we saw against Steph Curry in terms of attention to detail and defending those two, they're going to give themselves a chance to win. It's going to be tough to do, but those two guys for Portland, they make it go. And if you can slow them down in any way, you're going to give yourself a chance.
Appreciate it, guys. That's it for us for now. Time to say goodbye to the crew. Next game for the Raptors tomorrow night in Portland, 10 p.m. Eastern. They'll look to keep the momentum going against Lillard and the Blazers.
Thanks for watching. You can click to watch our last episode or to subscribe to the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode.